Alright guys, here's a video request I had a while back for a Kingsnake care sheet video. I probably should have made this a while back, but I never got around to it. Kingsnakes are a great beginner snake. I would highly recommend them. They're very docile. They do have a very good feeding response, which sometimes makes them seem aggressive, but for the most part, as long as you handle them a good bit, they're not very aggressive. You can see here my California king snakes, they're finally starting to put some nice size on them. I've been feeding them a good bit more. They're about to go into bigger tubs. This tub right here, or something like a 10-gallon tank, can hold a king snake up to probably around 2.5 or 3 feet, which is about this size. You can see, she's probably closing in on 2.5 feet. Looking really good. As far as temperatures go, you want the hot side of the cage to be, a lot of people say different things. Basically, they're between 85 and 90. I have my thermostat set to around 90 on the rack, which means that the back of the cage stays around 90 degrees during the day, and at night when the room cools down, the back probably cools down to about 85 degrees. And then the cool side needs to be probably in the low to mid 70s. Like I said, in this room with all the lights on, it usually doesn't get below 75 during the day. So yeah, that's a good temperature range. If you can get it between 75 and 80 on the cool side, and 85 to 90 on the warm side, that's a pretty good temperature gradient. Humidity really is not that big of a problem with king snakes as far as shedding things. They need humidity between 40 and 50%, which most people probably have in their house. It's just a pretty average humidity level. If you do need a little bit extra humidity, you can just put a humid hide in. I have occasionally put humid hides in if they weren't shedding very well, but I've very rarely had a problem with that. Generally, just having a water bowl in there gives them plenty of humidity and all they need. Let me get the other king snake out. In the next few weeks, they will both be going into tubs that are this size, which will house them almost the rest of their lives probably. These tubs fit in this rack right here, which I haven't fixed yet, but I will be wiring it up soon. As far as substrate goes, you can keep them on newspaper, paper towel. Those are actually great substrates for them. I prefer to use aspen shavings, mainly because these tubs don't allow room for a huge hide, and they'll use the aspen as a hiding. They'll go up under the aspen and hide up under the aspen. As you can see, they're really tame. Now when feeding, they get super aggressive, which actually mine are kind of going off feed right now for the winter, which they often do. But great feeders. They can get up to 6 feet technically, but really you're probably looking at between 4 and 5 feet is the average length that a king snake will get. 4 to 5 feet, probably about this big around. I don't know if that actually makes any sense to you guys, but yeah. Here's those were the California king snakes, and here's the Brooks king snake, who I need to do some spot cleaning. As you can see, he's a little bit more feed aggressive. He's actually coming after my finger, and they will latch on. But as you can see, once I actually get him in my hand, he does not try to bite me. But as you can see, he's starting to look great. His patterns are starting to get good. So an adult king snake can still be fed on adult mice. They don't ever have to go to rats or anything bigger like that, which makes them a great medium-sized snake. Sorry. They get about the length of ball pythons, but ball pythons have a lot more girth and end up having to eat bigger prey. But I've found these a lot fun. They can be a little bit squirmy, especially when younger, but do tend to get better. Anyway, please go and read your own care sheet on king snakes. Don't just take my word for it and get one. And you know, if you want to get a king snake, do a lot of research. Any animal you ever get, do plenty of research. And yeah. Any more questions, as always, just send me a message and I'll try to answer them.